Hello YouTube, good afternoon. I'm in North Dayton in the Riverdale area at Riverside and Helena. This is a site of one of my videos from around 2015, 2014, 2016, where I said trying to polish an old turd in Dayton, Ohio. And there was one of the comments I left on the video, which I'll respond to his comment again, and I'll show him the updated video. And it was meant to prove a point that even despite the improvements in the economy, you know, I said, you know, trying to sell an old turd in a bad neighborhood, and the house is no longer here. I'll post the link to the two videos I've done here previously, but I mean, I don't take pleasure in being right on this particular issue, but we got to realize that, you know, before all this coronavirus garbage, you know, started, the economy was better. I mean, jobs are coming back, you know, and yet many neighborhoods like this in Dayton are still struggling for survival. And we have to, you know, wonder that why is it that we can't bring our, you know, neighborhoods back. You know, I mean, now I've discussed all these problems in numerous videos, but you know, the schools and crime and safety is a major issue as far as why neighborhoods like this are held back from their potential. And unless we just saying, I mean, and I respect what the guy was trying to say in the comment in this. He said, I wish somebody would shut this guy up and, you know, buy this house and prove it wrong. I'm like, you know, there's so many houses like that, but there's only so long that you got to save a house, you know, after it's been abandoned, before it's basically no good and useless. And now look at it, you know. And the house, and I'm going to say in the last year it was demolished. It might have even been as soon as the last 6 months. We could tell they planted some trees here, newer trees here. But it's, I mean, you know, we still have too many vacant houses, too many abandoned houses, and until we start, you know, until the people in the city stop coddling people like our mayor Nan Whaley and start putting in people that are, and start holding our elected officials accountable, this problem is gonna only get worse and worse over time. And it's time that the residents start demanding better. Just like the residents of the state need to demand to Governor Mike DeWine, open up the state now, or else we will recall your fucking ass. And the residents need to start, you know, demanding, you know, change here. And this neighborhood is gonna, in neighborhoods like this, you know, not just in Dayton, but all across the country, are continuing to, you know, to go downhill further and further into the abyss. And nothing is done while they just continue to suffer. I mean, it's one of those things, I don't like to say the saying, oh, I told you so, but it's like, how about, instead of saying I told you so, how about common sense told you so? Quit denying the realities of the problems. Until you admit that there is a problem, things will never get better. It's like a crack addict or a drug addict or an alcoholic. Until they admit that they have a problem, they're never going to get better unless you admit that there is a problem. Because unless you're willing to admit there is a problem, you will never be willing to try and find a solution and be working to try and fix the problems that caused properties like the one that was here to be abandoned, you know? It's just common sense, people. I mean, common sense told you so. Not necessarily I told you so. Common sense told you so. Quit denying the reality. You know, it hurts me to see our city, you know, still suffering, and yet what we could be, a growing city again. I mean, our areas always have potential. I mean, what made us great and what made us go downhill, we could be a great city again, people. We've always had low cost of living and other things to make people want to live here. But like so many other cities that suffered, I mean, this is what Dayton is left with. But I'm going to wrap it up on this, people. It's just, instead of saying I told you so, common sense told you so.